Welcome to Celestial Insights, a weekly podcast that brings the stars down to earth. I'm your host, astrologer, coach, and intuitive Celeste Brooks. My purpose is to provide practical, unique, and insightful guidance to help you navigate the energies of the week like a boss. Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste, and on this episode, I will discuss the astrology for the week of February 26th, 2023. But first, an announcement. I am having 3 Moon Mastery webinars. The first is today, the next one is March 2nd, and the final one is March 8th. They are all intended to help you understand how to sync with the moon and her cycles in order to improve your well-being, happiness, and understanding of astrology. So you can sign up at the link in the show notes or go to my webpage. Now for the one today, you can email me at celeste@astrologybyceleste.com. If I get this in time, I will send you the Zoom information. Saturn will enter Pisces on March 7th, and I created a video series to help you understand what may be coming up for the collective as well as for you by zodiac sign. So it's only $12 and you get all 13 videos. You can check the link in the show notes or go to my website, astrologybyceleste.com. The webinars are on the event page and the video series is on the home page. Pisces season began with a surprise last week. President Biden visited Ukraine in order to discuss with President Zelensky how the world stands behind Ukraine in this fight against Russia. And the astrology was on point for the new moon in Pisces, was at 1 degree of Pisces conjunct Saturn in Aquarius at 28 degrees of Aquarius. So Saturn in Aquarius, it's at home. Saturn rules authority. And at the new moon, Venus in Pisces, Venus exalted in Pisces, was in a sextile with Pluto in Capricorn, both at 29 degrees of the signs, that anaretic degree that suggested that something big or karmic was going to be happening. And so Venus rules relationships, Pluto power, Saturn authority, the President of the United States going to Ukraine in order to make a stand for the world against the tyranny of Russia is so in line with that transit. And it was a surprise, Uranus at 15 Taurus on a world point. So that's an example of astrology in action. Also last week, Venus met Neptune in the sign of Pisces, as well as the Sun met Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. And there were several stories where Venus women had prominence. Raquel Welch, a legendary beauty, Venus in Pisces from the movie industry, meeting Neptune, died. Sun conjunct Saturn, the end. Also, Nikki Haley is running for president of the United States. Her dream is to be the first female president, have that authority. And Nicola Sturgeon stepped down from being prime minister, I believe that's her title, of Scotland. And so she, a woman, Venus, Neptune, let go of her Sun, Saturn authority. So those are 3 stories that we saw related to the astrology of last week. The theme of this week is Bullseye. This can be one of the most productive weeks of the year. And there are 3 big things I want you to know. First, on Monday, there is a first quarter moon at 8 Gemini, where the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Gemini in a 90-degree square aspect. First quarter moons are crises of action. These are the times we take action. So look back to the intentions you set at the new moon and what are you going to do next? This moon phase family began at the new moon in Gemini on May 30th of 2022. So go back and look at your journal and see if there's a continuing story. And we look 2 weeks on either side that has a pivot point at this time. So things that were seeded back then may have a need for a decision now. So if you have planets around 5 to 10 degrees of the mutable signs, there may be some need to take action. The full moon will be on November 27th when the sun will be in Sagittarius, the moon in Gemini, and there will be another pivot point then. So that will be at 4 Gemini. Now this first quarter moon is conjunct the fixed star Aldebaran. It's one of the royal Persian fixed stars. It's the right and bright eye of the bull. And it's on the Uranus of the United States of America. And this is the degree where Mars stationed to go direct after its retrograde, never-ending retrograde phase on January 12th. And all the airlines grounded the planes for a while. So there may be some additional travel problems on this day. Expect the unexpected. There is danger through poison or weather events when Aldebaran is activated. I'm really concerned about fire because there is Venus will be conjunct Vesta. That happens on Sunday at 8 degrees of Aries. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and harmony. Vesta rules the home and foundations, and it's going to be in a sextile with this moon. So I'm calling this crazy eights. There's also the vertex of the chart for the United States is at 8 degrees of Cancer. So there may be something important that happens in the United States. And Saturn and Pluto are both at 29 degrees, the anaretic degree. Saturn in Aquarius, Pluto in Capricorn. There may be some big news about something related to the government or an authority figure. The two planets are in a semi-sextile, a 30-degree aspect that has to do with being in the right place at the right time. But I think this is about being in the wrong place at the right time because Saturn and Pluto are kind of big baddies, or it might be someone happens to get an opportunity to step up into a place of power and authority just because they are where they are. So let me take that back. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but yeah, really pay attention to what happens around Monday. So on this whole week related to like someone hitting a bullseye, especially if it seems like it's serendipitous, they're in the right place at the right time. Watch out for fire, especially fires at home. Be careful about candles, burning candles. Somebody's going to, set their house ablaze potentially with this first quarter moon by being distracted. Moon in Gemini, can be mutable squirrel, where you're doing a bunch of things and not quite paying attention. But for most of us, it's going to be a decision made about what started and what was seeded at this new moon or potentially the new moon 9 months ago in order to propel us forward. Aldebaran can bring success as long as you act with integrity. You can have the energy and the desire to push yourself forward, but be prepared for big news in the United States. The next thing I want to make you aware of is that Venus and Jupiter are going to meet at 12 Aries on Thursday. Venus and Jupiter are the Benefics. They give to life rather than take away from life like the Malefics, Mars and Saturn. So Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and harmony, unites, harmonizes, beautifies things. It's about pleasure, self-worth, popularity, related to women and feminine principles. Jupiter makes everything bigger. It's a cosmic Santa Claus. It's related to abundance, luck, serendipity. There is a potential for this to be an incredible week, especially for people who have planets 10 to 15 degrees of the cardinal signs of Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Yeah, where something really positive could happen. Now, Venus and Jupiter can also just overdo things with indulgences, but you could make amazing connections with people who want to help you move forward or just have just incredible opportunities. So really be positive and optimistic about what could come with this. Now, Aries is a fire sign, so there's also, again, the potential for fire. Somebody who's a celebrity or something may pass away, like a sports hero or something, around this day. Often the planetary patterns reflect who's dying here on Earth. And Jupiter rules fame and celebrity, so that is a possibility. But for most of us, I think this can be, something really, really positive. Also, especially for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, the fire signs, there can be great ease and flow. Now, one thing someone could do is go out and thinking about themselves, Aries, buy something they can't afford that causes conflict in a relationship like your marriage. So, yeah, just be aware there is this impulse maybe to overindulge in all sorts of things. So let's use this positively to bring blessings that are helpful and not hindering us. The last thing I want to make you aware of is that Mercury, the planet of communication, will change signs on Thursday. And the last aspect it's going to make is a conjunction with Saturn at 29 degrees of Aquarius. So there is going to be news on Thursday that gets a lot of attention, likely. And so some people are going to get some hard news. Now, you can use this also to have like great deliberative thinking. Mercury conjunct Saturn in Aquarius. This is a great energy for concentration and making plans that can really help you succeed with your vision. But then Mercury is going to move into the sign of Pisces. And Mercury does not like to be in Pisces. It is in what's called detriment, as far away from home as it can be. It loves to be in the sign of Virgo, where it can do its Mercury thing with ease. And Mercury articulates, it negotiates. It likes to find patterns and be rational and analyze things. And Pisces is a water sign, and it's mutable water. So its changeability is not really in line with what Mercury likes to do. And water signs are mute. They don't have words. And what does Mercury like more than anything? It likes words. But what we can do with this transit is be very creative thinking that may come to you in pictures. Watch your dreams. Now that Mercury and the Sun are in Pisces may take on a different flavor. So pay attention to your dreams with this transit. But it also can be like pulling the foot a little bit off the gas pedal and letting things flow. Trusting your intuition, using things like oracle cards or tarot cards to help you get insight into your subconscious are great things to do while Mercury is in Pisces. And it'll be in Pisces from March 2nd to 18th. So this is a quick transit. So make the most of it to do creative thinking. On Sunday, the word of the day is compromise. As we start the day, the moon is in Taurus, and the moon's last aspect is a square to Saturn. So some people may be waking up a little grumpy and in the mood to be stubborn and get into their feelings and not budge on things. Mercury is also in a semi-square with Venus. So when the moon moves into Gemini at 7:47 a.m. Pacific time. Gemini is an air sign, and this can be about arguing about nothing. So avoid the pitfall of senseless arguing with those you love. Potential topics could be chores or children. This just seems like a silly arguing. So watch out for that on this day. This is also the day that Venus will meet the asteroid Vesta, which rules the home. It also rules what we're devoted to. It's associated with sisters or people you feel are sister-like. So this is a great day to do something with, your really, really close friends or your sister. Have a laugh. They're both in Aries, meeting at 8 degrees of Aries. So yeah, have some fun and enjoyment. You could also just take yourself out for a date. That's advice for Venus and Aries. Treat yourself. On Monday, the word of the day is choices. This is the day of the first quarter moon at 8 Gemini at 5:25 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not sure if the action will take place on Sunday or Monday, but something likely is going down. I'm calling this crazy eights because there's so many things at 8 degrees. I may have already said that. But first quarter moons invite us to make a decision. It's a crisis of action. We look at intentions we set at the new moon. We assess how far we've come with making progress. And then we make adjustments in order to maybe scale some things up, scale some things down, take what we've learned and tweak things. So think about that. What choices are you going to make in order to move your goals forward? Notice if you see cattle or cows in the news with Aldebaran, the Bullseye star, being activated. Also protect your eyes, especially your right eye. Like if you need to wear your sunglasses or if you're thinking about doing something and think, oh, maybe I should wear my safety glasses, wear them. Notice if you see people with one black eye or one damaged eye while you're watching TV or just anywhere during this week. On Tuesday, the word of the day is double check. This is a great time if you're working on a big project to go back and review your work. You may have made a mistake when Mars was in Gemini, Mars is still in Gemini, but when it was retrograde, and this is a good day to catch any mistakes that you made previously. The moon will enter the sign of Cancer at 6:39 p.m. Cancer is a water sign. The moon's at home here where she can do her thing easily. So emotions may come up over the next couple of days with Pisces season, the moon in Cancer. Yeah, let the tears flow. Also, take a bath, get more water during the next couple of days. On Wednesday, the word of the day is indulgence. This is the day that Venus is conjunct Jupiter at 12 degrees of Aries. I may have said Thursday, but it's Wednesday earlier in the recording. So it's on Wednesday. This is a day to remember to don't overspend, but have some sweetness in your life. Welcome it. Do something, maybe have a chocolate bar or treat yourself to a pedicure or massage or something, or buy yourself some little treat. Don't break the bank because with Venus conjunct Jupiter, somebody may come home with a new Mercedes Benz or something like that that's not going to go over well once they get their credit card statement. So yeah, just keep this in mind. You may have this really strong pull to do something. Now, if you have any kind of substance abuse issues, be careful on this day. This could be a day someone falls off the wagon. On Thursday, the word of the day is deliberate. This could be a hard day for some people with Mercury conjunct Saturn at 29 degrees of Aquarius, where you hear difficult news. Or there may be I don't know, I wrote down death of a reporter or something like that. A very Aquarian figure, someone who uses words very well, or just news about someone like that. And then Mercury enters Pisces at 2:51 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, notice if you're in a meeting and people just stop talking, or the discussion turns to more compassionate or emotional topics. When Mercury switches signs, an argument could end when Mercury enters Pisces. On Friday, the word of the day is healing. So if you said something mean when Mercury was conjunct Saturn, this is a great time to apologize on this day. There will be a Gibbous Moon at 27 degrees of Cancer at 2:19 a.m. The moon is pregnant with possibilities. This is also like a baby making evening, so I think that could be going on this day. The moon enters Leo at 7:15 a.m. I love a Leo moon. It's fiery, it's feisty, it's fun. This can be a weekend to have a really nice time. Also could be very romantic. Venus will be conjunct Chiron on this day. Chiron's the wounded healer, where we have an opportunity to wound or heal. And they're both in the sign of Aries. And this is taking place at 13 degrees of Aries. So Jupiter and Chiron are also very close together. So yeah, Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron all in Aries. I'm getting I wonder if there's going to be news about a beauty company or someone really famous talking about how they have an illness. It could be like a celebrity or something like that. There's also fires are maybe coming up in the news on this day. But hopefully you can use it for healing and having like a lovely time with yourself or anyone else. On Saturday, the word of the day is cautious. Mars is going to sesqui-square the South Node. So impulsive actions could lead to some difficulties, or like if you're driving too fast, feels a little fender bendy, or like arguing about something with a stranger and it just like things just going down the tube. So be cautious, just have fun with the fire of the Leo moon and all the planets in fire. Slow down, be careful, be cautious. I hope to see you at one of my events. I love meeting my community in person. So go to the events page at astrologybyceleste.com or check the show notes and sign up for one of the free webinars. You could get one of my hot takes on your natal chart if you're interested. So that's it for this week's episode. Feel free to email me at celeste@astrologybyceleste.com with any astrology and action stories, or let me know how the daily themes are playing out for you. Take care, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you for listening to Celestial Insights. To learn more about my work, please visit my website, astrologybyceleste.com, where I offer personal readings, horary consultations, cosmic coaching, group events, and classes to help guide people to higher levels of fulfillment. You can also find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook at Astrology by Celeste. If you enjoyed Celestial Insights, please help others find the show. Follow, rate it 5 stars, or write a nice review. I would so appreciate it. I'm astrologer, coach, and intuitive Celeste Brooks, and I'll be back next week.